time. It is mock draft season. The mocks will start. The mocks will begin literally. I mean, they began in May, according to this ESPN article. I mean, there's mocks that are done literally like as soon as the season's over, people will start doing mock drafts. Now that we're in late June, going to be July, there are some crazy ass leagues out there that start their leagues in July, right? Which is just, again, asinine. And then there's August. And then before you know it, boom, you got yourself a regular season and we're here. So ESPN put out a mock draft in May. So early May. And this is what they had, the event. So let's go to this mock draft, shall we? So the overall consensus #1 pick this year, I mean, you said it too, Gooch. You said when you were at the store, you looked to your right, and all of a sudden, who'd you see?
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor. So it seems to me that Jonathan Taylor is the overall consensus, PPR, standard, whatever. He's the guy. Like, he's going to get the bulk of the carries, if not all the carries, in Indianapolis. With now an older quarterback in Matt Ryan, he will be able to sling it. I think Matt Ryan has a great year with this. But I do think, based off the offensive line of what it's done and how it's been built, that the Colts will be a run-first team no matter what. That means volume, volume, volume for Mr. Taylor. He's the consensus overall #1. And #2, I'm even I'm discrediting #2 here.
Because this is not a good #2. And
are you seeing the article too?
Yeah, I haven't pulled them up.
Okay,
so I don't agree with this because he has not stayed healthy.
Yeah,
for
this one's
an entire season.
This one's rough. It's Christian McCaffrey.
Over last year.
It's Christian McCaffrey right now, and he's listed as the overall consensus #2 pick. He has not played a full season. He has not played, or maybe he has, but it just doesn't seem like he has. But I don't know about this. I feel like he falls. He'll probably still wind up in the top 10, Gooch. You would assume, or top 12, first round. But like, I don't know about #2.
Yeah, I'm not even touching Christian McCaffrey one bit. I don't care if he's there in the second round. I'm still not taking him. It's not to say that I don't think he has the ability to be the #1 player overall. It's just I'm not taking that risk this early in fantasy football. It's not to say that if you lose your first pick, the season's over, because it's definitely not. But it is very, very damaging. You know. At third, Austin Eckler. I don't disagree with this. I'm also not a big fan of his. But the situation that he's in right now, he's going to catch the ball a ton. He's going to get handed the ball a little bit less than your average lead back. But the usage in the passing game makes up for that more than anything. Okay. And the offensive line, it might be the best in football this year. And the quarterback. Okay. #4, we got Cooper Kupp. #5, Derrick Henry. #6,
so are you cool with Kupp being the first receiver?
Yeah, I'm cool with him being the first receiver. I'm not taking him first still. #7, Najee Harris. #8, Jamar Chase. #9, Dalvin Cook. And #10, Joe Mixon. I don't really disagree with any one player in the first round being in the first round except for McCaffrey.
You think McCaffrey falls out of the first round?
I personally don't think he's a first-round pick. I know that's not going to take place. He's going to go in the first round in every single league.
It's just a matter of where.
And I'm going to be glad that somebody else does it because it'll push somebody to me.
Now, look. When we look at, like, we keep going deeper and deeper, like, they got round 2. They got Devontae Adams technically listed as the 11th overall pick. So if you're in a 12-team league, Devontae Adams and Stephon Diggs both still are drafted in the first round in normal leagues. In this, it's a 10-team league, so it's different. But do you agree with the Adams hype, considering he doesn't have Rodgers anymore? He does have Carr, and Carr is a very capable quarterback.
I mean,
clearly not as talented as Rodgers.
Devontae Adams, his body of work speaks for itself. I don't think it's going to matter. Even the games where Rodgers has been absent, Devontae Adams still managed to put up decent fantasy numbers in those games.
Interesting.
A little bit.
All right. So now, as we keep moving on with this mock draft, guys that you didn't mention, at the back of the second round will be your Tyrique Hills with a new quarterback.
Way more accurate Tua
Tagovailoa. Well, it's not that hard.
Say Giannis's name.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, obviously. All right, anyway. CeeDee Lamb is one of the receivers that stick out to me. He's being ranked above guys like T. Higgins and a couple other receivers. Not many. Keenan Allen. Like, he falls in that category. We don't really know what to expect out of. I mean, from everything you read, he's ready to be the next #1 guy.
I find it hard to believe that there's going to be 9 receivers taken in the first 20 picks.
No, but here's the thing. You ready for the back end of the 3 or the middle of the 3? Guys that to me, are first-round talent guys. Like, if you really want to take a shot, and I believe somebody mentioned it in the chat, Nick Chubb coming in at 26th overall.
Yeah.
Chubb is a dog, bro. He's an absolute dog. And I think that he has the same success that he's had. And I know that the Kareem Hunt stuff scares people because, again, you got to worry about splitting, and you got to worry about getting kind of what do they call it? Vultured. I talk about the quarterbacks for a second, okay? Because it seems to me, based off of this, it seems to me that middle of the 4th round is when you can find. In the 10-team draft, it's the first pick in the 4th round. But if I'm being real, it looks like middle of the pack, 4th round, as you shift guys down. Josh Allen is the number 1 quarterback taken in the 4th. To me, and I know this is like going against most people out there, like get your running backs, get your receivers, get all these skill position guys. To me, if you have a quarterback that is like top 3 in the league on your team, that's one position that you'll never, ever, ever have to worry about for the remainder of the season. I don't care what running back you take in the 1st round. There are chances that that guy could be stuffed for a week or stuffed for 2 weeks.
I don't even look at quarterback. Like, if there's an anomaly where you're sitting there in the 4th round and Josh Allen's still available, maybe you reach and take him. But I don't like even looking at the quarterbacks. Sometimes the draft will dictate this, and you're like, well, I have my eyes on, if you're missing out on the top 1 or 2 guys that are clearly the best, and if you're not going in with the strategy of taking one of those guys, it's not even an issue. Like, when Josh Allen gets picked, I'm like, I wasn't going after him anyway. But
I'm saying, before we tear him out, it looks to me that Josh Allen is the guy. It's almost like a Jonathan Taylor situation where he's the guy, and then the drop-off, all in the 6th and 7th round, you're looking at Mahomes, Herbert, Brady, Lamar, Hurts, Dak,
I'll
Burrow.
take Jalen Hurts and he'll finish 5th overall.
You had Jalen Hurts last year, and it didn't work out.
Every single time I've ever reached and took a quarterback early, I've looked at the draft after and been like, fuck, I could have just gotten Joe Burrow in the 12th round, or I could have gotten Stafford in the 13th. And that's the reason why. It's like, what player am I missing out on in the 3rd round by taking Josh Allen? The quarterback that I'm going to get in the 12th, the difference is
okay.
To me, I've done the math over and over.
I feel like once the guy goes, like once the Josh Allens of the world go, it becomes, oh shit. All right, if I want a good quarterback, I got to go now. And here come the reaches. That's what I think happens all the time, no matter what. Like, unless you're in some crazy analytical, 12 AJs in a league, then you won't take a quarterback until like the 10th round, and then it's whatever. You don't care. But I'm saying, if you're at my league or at Joe Angelo's league or whatever, these leagues that I've been in forever, right? And you're looking at this and you're like, well, okay, Josh Allen just went. So I'm going to grab, if I'm like 4 picks later, I'm like, yo, that's a good chance to grab Mahomes there. So I have my guy going forward as far as my QB1, no questions asked, puts up a 30 or plus. And